Dr. Seuss, what was the intent of the cartoon that goes honorable fifth column and it's about handing out TNT to Japanese citizens? Was that to mock the people who thought that the Japanese were dangerous, or was it to convince Americans that they were dangerous, that the Japanese living in America? And by the way, I don't necessarily agree with the people that say that you are racist. The same people who say that are racist. I mean, how racist is it to call people Japanese American, Native American, African American? I notice they don't call them English American, or, I guess I'm a German American and an English American because that's my heritage in America, even though I've never been, well, I have never been to Germany. I have been to England once, but my English heritage is so back, you know, goes back to 1620, so I don't know. Each of the cartoons I did was based on the stereotypical ideas in America. These were stereotypes that were very, very strong at that time. And so the people truly believed that the Japanese and California, etc., were going to sabotage the United States. I did not believe that, but they did. And so the cartoon was aimed at the absurdity of them handing out TNT like it was candy. However, of course, people today are, as you said, very racist, Stephanie, and they attempt to conceal their racism by pretending that other people are racist and then condemning their works. It was never racism, and you know that. I do know that. It's just too obvious to be racist. It is so obvious that it's just kind of a silly idea that all those people are lining up to be given some TNT in leading up to World War II or at World War II or after the bombing of the bombing of Hawaii. And I know that people were very, very paranoid about the Japanese people. So this is ridiculous. I agree. And today I was thinking about tomorrow they'll ban all the cartoons about Trump because they'll say that they are fat shaming. They'll have to be banned because you can't fat shame someone. Anyway, I didn't think you were being racist. I thought you were mocking the people who were racist. Yes, exactly. But they don't get it today because they're so stupid that they deny their own racism. And as you say, they are so racist in the way they call people Japanese Americans and Native Americans and etc. And people like you are just American. This is so ridiculous to single out people that are Americans and designate them by a certain name. So, yes, I was mocking the racists who were afraid that all those Japanese people with mothers and fathers and kids who had come to America seeking a better future were going to sabotage their own country. I note here, Dr. Seuss, that it's kind of like those people that say Thomas Jefferson raped Sally Hemings because even if she was agreeable to it, that that it was a power differential and it was impossible for her to have a loving relationship with a white man because she was a slave. And so they denigrate her. It is so ridiculous. And they think they're the ones that are free thinkers and stuff. They're just so bitten by their inability to turn around and face the light. They just can't understand it. They just can't understand how they are condemning her to slavery, that she has to be condemned and she cannot have a loving relationship with the man she loves because she's a slave. Just boggles the mind. But, I would say 95, maybe 99% of Americans would buy into that fallacy today. And so they buy into so many fallacies, but it's just ridiculous. Yes, it is. Thank you, Stephanie, for clearing this up because although it probably won't save my reputation with the racists, it will help your group to understand it better. Thank you. Here, that although I am classified as American, although my heritage is back from the days of the Revolution and before, early pilgrims, that, and some of it is German immigrants in the 19th century, that I'm just an American. But my children are designated as African American or Indian American. It's just, or African American, because in one case, their father was from Africa, though he was Indian. And in the other, their father probably would never, who was, who knows how long his ancestors had been in America. So it's just bizarre, just bizarre. And I agree totally that these people who create these kind of distinctions are the racists, and they're trying to pretend that they're not racist. A Jewish American, Palestinian American. They're just very, very racist instead of just saying an American. So much for the melting pot, eh? The stupidity of people just amazes me. It just amazes me. And I guess it's why I've always been a loner, because there's no talking to them. There's no getting through to them because they hide their own sins, you might say, by pretending to be saintly. It's just amazing. I also want to add that I got this picture from something called Susan's AP English blog. I assume AP means Advanced Placement English. And and she goes on to say, here's what she says about it. It is evident through his usage of diction and stereotypical caricature that is Dr. Seuss, also believed the Japanese Americans would betray America. That is so ridiculous. The whole drawing is just showing how silly people are being about the idea that these happy Japanese are just going to clap their hands and take some TNT to blow up America. I It just goes to show what people are being fed in advanced placement English, even how students come out of these schools with their minds so warped, uh, because the people who teach them, their minds are so warped. And I really, really appreciate the fact that I have you guys to talk to, because I have totally craved the ability to have intelligent friends all my life that I could talk to who just could think for themselves. That's it. Period. Do you have anything that you want to add to that, Dr. Seuss? No, other than to say I agree with you. It's nice to have intelligent friends to converse with, and I do have a lot of intelligent friends here in the circle of love, and it makes me happy to be reconnected with them because we are old friends, and just like you, it's good to be back in the family. Thank you, Dr. Seuss.